This is not a joke. The Lana Del Rey, like summertime sadness, followed me on Instagram. Let's take a look at the clip of me freaking out the second I found out this morning. Almost broke my head. Guys, I can't tell if this is a joke. I can't tell. Lana Del Rey just followed me on Instagram. Guys, why? I just followed her back so fast. Wow. The other day, for the wedding that I went to, I made a video with my sisters using her sound, and she followed me from that reel. I must be in heaven because I still think I'm dreaming right now. I wake up in the morning as one does, and I see Honeymoon is following me. What? I am just so grateful that she follows me and that she's supporting me and a small creator like me. She's such a big star and such a good person, and I'm so grateful for her. Lana Del Rey, I love you so much, and this is why. When I was a little girl, I was such a sad girl, and I didn't really have much friends, always competing, and I was always, in a summertime sadness. And your music helped me feel so connected to someone that felt emotions as strong as I did. And you really helped me get out of a really tough time when I was younger. It also uplifted me, and the reason why I cried so much in the moment that I found out is because when I was younger, I always said to myself, I want the song to be Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey. So I love you so much, Lana. You've had a huge impact in my life, and you are such a star, such a woman, and someone I look up to. So I love you, and thank you for giving a small creator like me a chance. Rolling with the Punches! Episode 11! Welcome back to Rolling with the Punches. I missed you so much. Here is where we turn life's curveballs into opportunities. For those listening and not watching, I'm here in my casita in my Airbnb house in Arizona, pre-spring training, and I love it here. Look at the cactuses. I'm just so grateful to have you here right now, and I'm your host, Natalie Loretta. Today, we're going to be talking about overcoming doubt and proving yourself, breaking barriers, sports, music, and culture colliding, and how people roll with the punches in real life. There's so many different types of punches, and there's some that we don't even see coming and knock us out. But it's about how we get up and keep moving forward that counts and matters. The only way to roll with the punches is to have faith in yourself and believe in your dreams that it will come true and that you will get back up on your feet again, and believing that God has your back. There were so many examples of this in the Grammys. Let's talk about it. I love Doechii because she has been unapologetically herself, and look at her now. She's an example to me because she doesn't let anybody's opinions portray onto her, and she does not accept their energy. She lives her life. The world is catching on to her a little bit too late, but I'm so glad she got her flowers, but we'll get back to Doechii later. Jaden Smith wore a house on his head. Babyface was disrespected. Billie and Taylor did not win anything. Doechii won her first Grammy, and you guessed it, Beyoncé won a country album. Beyoncé won Album of the Year and Best Country Album, and I think that the reason why she won it is because she was adventurous and tried a different genre of music, and it was good. I just don't see how Billie didn't win, because Billie's song Birds of a Feather had more streams than I think the whole album combined. Kendrick Lamar, that is doing the Super Bowl halftime show this Sunday, he won a Grammy and Record of the Year for Not Like Us. I just know that the Dodgers helped boost those streams, because when the Dodgers won the World Series, that was playing over and over and over again, including me. So me 20 times a day times the millions of Dodger fans around the world, I hope that we helped Kendrick. Doechii won Best Rap Album. Alligator Bites Never Heal makes Doechii the third female in the category to win in history, after Lauryn Hill and Cardi B. She was so excited to give her the award. She was like, ah! This is what Doechii said when she won her speech. Anything is possible. Don't allow anybody to project any stereotypes on you that tell you you can't be here. That you're too dark, or that you're not smart enough, or that you're too dramatic, or you're too loud. You are exactly who you need to be right now. And I am a testimony. I love her so much. Congrats, Doechii. Chaperone is another one that got her flowers because her music did not get a chance to shine during COVID. Everybody could not go outside. Nobody could party. Nobody could go to the clubs. And I'm so grateful that now in 2025, the whole audience was singing Pink Pony Club. And it sounded so angelic because it was a room full of artists and singers, so it sounded beautiful. Chaperone, she won Best New Artist. Well deserved. Let's take it back to the red carpet of when everybody was walking in the red carpet. Babyface was doing an interview, right? And they start to ask him a question. And the other girl that was interviewing Babyface sees Chaperone and interrupts Babyface's conversation to secure Chapo. Now, there's two sides to the story because, yes, everybody's saying she shouldn't have interrupted him. Yes. But when you look at the video a little bit further, I see a completely different side of her being pressured. Somebody on the sidelines pushed her physically. And that's when she ducked to listen to what that person said. And that's when she secured Chapo. So I think she was being pressured, and that person also owes an apology because she's been taking way too much heat on the internet. She sees her. You see someone's tapping her.
Someone's talking to her right there.
And then she bends down. Chapo. You guys want to take that? Go do that. That's what Babyface said. From now on, when I say go do that, I'm referencing Babyface, and it's perfect. Just let people do what they want to do, you know? I think that the person that told her that could have been like, Chapo, come join, because they could have just done it together. But in that moment, fight or flight, you freeze or you know, I just feel bad because she was taking orders from her boss. When your boss tells you to do something, you do it. And I definitely would have frozen in that moment. But Babyface is such a legend. He's a singer, producer. He's known as one of the GOATs in producing and singing. He has dozens of hits in the R&B world, including tracks for Madonna, Whitney Houston, Beyoncé, Mary J. Blige, Lil Wayne, Kanye, Janet Jackson, and so many more. So I do think they could have respected him a little bit more and done a dual interview, or just wait, you know, and they could have sent her around to not interrupt. So many things, and I know that I'm learning as a journalist to make sure that these mistakes do not happen. Shakira won her 4th Grammy for Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran. Woo! I'm so happy for her, and she announced that she's going on tour, so I want to see her. And it was her birthday on the day of the Grammys, and she looks so pretty. Que bella ella. Charli XCX and Billie Eilish were up for Best Duo, but Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars won for Best Pop Duo. I wanted Charli XCX's song to win with Billie. You wanna guess the color of my... Charli XCX and Billie did not win for Best Pop Duo. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars did. I'm okay with that, but I am a big Billie fan, and I loved her song with Charli XCX. Let's pull up the stats of Billie's song and why I think she should have won. So Birds of a Feather alone had over 1.781 billion streams on Spotify, and it is the most streamed song of 2024. Then Beyonce's Cowboy Carter album has over 1 billion streams on Spotify. So Cowboy Carter had 1 billion streams, but Birds of a Feather alone had 1.7 billion streams. So I have to see how they pick the winner, because clearly they have different values than we do, because we see it that Billie should have won because of her streams, but clearly they gave it to Beyonce for a different reason, which I said earlier. I think it's because she combined different elements of music together into her album. No, then, you know, the whole LA fires happened earlier this January, and in the Grammys, they asked the audience a room in a room full of billionaires for donations for the LAFD, which I'm like, okay, I know it's a very televised event, but if there's a room full of millionaires and billionaires, they should have done like a donation activity and allowed everyone to donate right there in the crowd instead of the struggling Americans. So I think it was a missed opportunity, and they could have asked people to donate in front of the spotlight. I was so honored to visit the LAFD on day 5 of the Dodgers Love LA community tour. It was such a life-changing and eye-opening event. First, everybody gathered at Dodger Stadium tempranito. We all hopped on the bus and made our way to Robinson Recreation Center. When we got there, we were able to sit at whichever mesita that we wanted to, and Robertico and I went to our mesita and we met the cutest people in the world. It was the elderly community that was affected by the Palisades and Eden fires, and they were displaced. They either lost everything or are in red zones that are not safe to live, and they were moved. And they were so sweet. They had their little flip phones, and they were showing us the picture of what was remaining from their house. The people on our table lost everything, and they gave us the links to the GoFundMes of their families' homes that were also lost. And they were so cute. I gave them my phone number, and they took so many selfies with us. They were so sweet. And then the DJ started to play some música and Fireball by Pitbull. And the second I heard that, I was like, let's go on the dance floor. And we started boogieing all day. It was so fun. La música was... It was so hard to leave because they didn't want us to go. And I really want to go back there to visit my amiguitos again. And I'm really praying for them. And they told me that their strength comes from God. That's the only thing that's helping them roll with the punches, their faith in God. So if they can get through what they have gone through, it just gives me faith that I can get through anything. Right after that, we hopped back on the bus, and then we made our way to LAFD, but the base was split with NASA. That same second, I FaceTimed my baby sister because she wants to be an astronaut, and I showed her the base, and she was like, wow, it was so cool. There were 3 different departments of LAFD, and they were so humble and sweet. They showed us everything. They showed us every helicopter inside. They showed us inside the fire trucks. They showed us in their break rooms, their weight rooms, their command rooms. We saw everything, and it was so cool. I'm sure you're familiar with the Watch Duty app. They have a Watch Duty app on display, but not Watch Duty, like a mega version of Watch Duty. And it's so interesting how they have everything oversight. They can see everything that's going on. Robertico signed so many autographs and took so many selfies with them, and it's such an honor to know that his fans are real life superheroes, you know? I'm really glad we got to spend time with them because they can never go to Dodger games. We have to go to them, you know, because they cannot take off duty to have fun. Their job is to serve us and keep us safe, so they deserved every single second. Yo lo tenía mareado a ella. I was asking so many questions, and they told me no question is a dumb question. So then I was like, so you know how we're right next to the ocean? Can we use ocean water to fight fires? He goes, yes, but the water from the ocean has to be purified, and it's a very long process. It's not as easy as you think. Just grab water and process it. It's a lot more complex than what we think. So in my head, of course, the second I leave on the bus, I think of an amazing question. You know the Hoover Dam? Why can't we just make a huge Hoover Dam of water that's ready to go just in case we have to fight fires, and then we have the water ready to go? Is that a dumb question? I don't think so. So maybe, hopefully, doing that has water in case that we don't have water in the fire hydrants like what happened last time. So I'm just thinking ahead maybe for next time so that a tragedy doesn't happen. Sports this weekend is so packed. We have the Super Bowl on Sunday, and on Saturday, there's 2 gold belts on the line. Question though, do you think that UFC should add 4 more weight classes for women? Because there's currently 8 for men and 4 for the women. And then in one championship, a competitor of UFC has 10 weight classes, but they have atom weight for women. Atom weights only currently exist in one championship. Maybe 4 classes is way too much to add at once, but I know for certain that atom weight needs to be added to the UFC categories immediately, and at least a lightweight division. I think that the more people that demand this and the more people that talk about it, the more it's gonna happen. Only by demand. Martial arts is already a male-dominated sport, and there aren't many people advocating for women in the UFC. Think about it. Women that are close to 5 feet, 5'2", like me, there is no way you can compete in straw weight. Yes, you can, but it's very tough to compete versus those women, because those women probably weigh 135, 145 naturally and cut all the way down to 115. So they're a lot bigger, a lot mass. They have a lot more muscle mass. So it's not really fair for the tinier people that have tinier stature. We need to sign a petition to help expose more varieties of women to balance the domination of men in MMA. Imagine the hope that this will bring tinier fighters like my height. One championship intrigues me a lot because they do a lot of cool stuff, like the hydration test. They don't let you fight unless you pass a hydration test. They pioneered a system where they're trying to establish a lifestyle against cutting weight. This will obviously help prevent weight cutting injuries to ensure that you feel your best when you're fighting in that octagon. Here are the one champion weight cutting rules. So 2 days before the fight, you weigh in and take the hydration test. If you don't pass either, they give you an extra time to pass in a 3-hour window. If you don't, you can negotiate a catch weight and a purse amount. Purse meaning if you don't make your weight, some of your purse goes to your opponent because that's part of the contract. Cutting weight is so dangerous. And if the UFC sets this example that one championship had, it would prioritize more of the fighter's health and making sure that they are healthy in that cage and they aren't just being weight bullies. Have you gotten millions of no's and denied from things like me? I'm a firm believer that all of those no's is God redirecting me. Do you ever feel like, damn, I wish I got accepted. I wish I got that role. I wish the WWE accepted me. Rejection is just redirection from God. There's this creator on TikTok that I swear it's the Holy Spirit telling me exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. Let's take a look or listen.
I would just like to give God credit for the things that he didn't allow me to have. I would love to give God credit for the rejection that I experienced, because Lord knows it was protection. And as bad as I wanted that thing, as bad as I wanted that person, he already knew. Seen things that I did not even see. Protected me from things I didn't even know I needed protection from. And although I may have cried my eyes out, I smile in victory today. Because Lord knows if I had that thing that I wasn't supposed to have, I would not be exactly where I'm supposed to be today. So we got to thank and praise God for the rejection, because it is only redirection and superior protection. Amen.
We just got to keep moving forward and keep rolling with the punches. I always think about the Paul brothers because so many people have said, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they've just done it. There was a rumor that they were fighting each other on HBO, but it was really them marketing themselves for their reality show that's coming out on HBO. Look, they got me too, because even I'm talking about it. When you do you, magic happens. I talk about this on my podcast a lot. Like even Addison Rae, I look up to her because she would make TikToks all the time and everybody never took her seriously because of her dances and the hee hee ha ha. And then one day she makes music and people put her in the TikTok box and say, you can't do music. I actually love her songs. I'm going to admit it. So, if you have a calling for something, just do it. And clearly there's a reason why people don't want you to. They're scared you'll succeed because they failed. I know that the same thing is gonna happen to me and that I will become that superhero one day. Whether I write that story or someone sees me and thinks I'm perfect for that role. Going back to this weekend, on Saturday, 3/12, it's gonna be in Australia. A lot of gold on the line. Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Weili is a legend. I still think about those fights with Joanna and Rose. But Tatiana is legit. She's a cancer survivor and shows that her fighting spirit goes beyond the octagon. She was truly rolling with the punches inside and outside of the cage. She dreamed of being an Olympic wrestler, but then she got thyroid cancer. So then she shifted to professional MMA. I just hope that when she goes out there, she feels her 100% best, because when she is at her 100% best, she's a gladiator. Last time I checked, the odds are even at -113. DDP versus Strickland 2. Strickland wants to keep this fight standing. I think if DDP fights to win, he could exhaust him and land a haymaker. Justin Tava versus Taliesin Teixeira. We know him and his brother step in for each other all the time, but I don't think that will happen this Saturday. Teixeira is coming from Contender Series. He's undefeated and has 7 first-round finishes. 1 by armbar and the rest by knockout. Here are my picks. DDP, Tatiana Suarez, and Teixeira. And then the next day, we have the Super Bowl on Sunday. I'm so excited to see Kendrick. They not like us. They not like us. They not like... Obviously, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think it's written at the stars at this point. I don't know why. I just don't see them losing. Me, a Dolphin fan, I will stay loyal like I always do and keep rolling with the punches as a fan because it's rough. Coming soon, 2 weeks, I have spring training starting. I'm super excited. My little OOTGs, my daily vlogs are back. I'll see you at the game, and don't forget, if you see me, the first person gets code PENGUIN. I'll be finding my little places in Arizona, so if you have any recommendations for me, little cute spots, restaurants, drop them below in the comments and I will go there and vlog personally and tag you. I will be dropping a website to make sure all of your questions are answered, because I want to make sure you guys keep connected with me, and as always, keep rolling with the punches. I love you so much, and maybe I'll see you from Japan.